G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. It's prelim final week. How exciting it is to be a part of it. Not from a Geelong perspective, but just generally, tough week on the semi-finals front though for all involved here. I think we've got some twos down the bottom, but by and large, most of us got donuts or the solitary point. Solitary tip more so. Sitting fifth at the table, so I haven't done much there in terms of movement. Not much movement at all. Shannon leading the way with 150 and Josh on 149. Very close, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy with the most pure weekend of football, coming up very shortly indeed. All right, let's get stuck into it. The four best teams of the competition. And the first two on the Friday night, we've got Collingwood and GWS. This one will be the MCG, and yeah, what a game we could be in for. I'm still all over the place with who I'm going to pick here, but we know the Pies have had the week off. They'll be very fresh. They're going to be in a really good space to run this game out nicely. And the Giants, their form has stacked up as good as anyone. I think they've won 12 out of 14 thereabouts. They've been in absolutely ripping nick of late. Defeated Carlton quite significantly in that final round. And yeah, the footy they've been playing, they've kind of got on the radar a little bit, but now they're getting rated accordingly. So yeah, it's going to be titanic clash, that's for sure. We know what happened in 2019. Where, the Pies had the grand final the year before. They hot favourites against the Giants, and they found a way. GWS with Shane Mumford doing some heroics in the last quarter. Doing, evading Scott Pendlebury of all people. So, yeah, look, it's going to be so interesting. We know the Pies off the back half. They thrive, and the Giants contest, and they're good everywhere, which makes this game such an intriguing battle right at the moment, and there's definitely points for and against here. Right at the moment, I'm going to go with the Giants. I went really conservative last week and it bit me, so now it's made me go, all right, I need to take a risk here. I'm going to go the Giants. It's going to be pretty close one, I would have thought. I'll go, I was 4 points in 4 points in 2019. I'll go 5 points there. We'll go 3 points this time. Yeah, I just love what they've been doing. They're so well balanced. And I know there's so many reasons to pick the Pies because it's their home ground and everything. The thing here is the venue almost is irrelevant. That they've done it before. They've played Richmond in 2017. Weren't able to get the job done. That was a magical year for Richmond. And also, 2019, no one expected them to do it. They found a way. And when they've defeated Geelong in Geelong, they've done some pretty amazing stuff. In 2021 when they did it, in 2019 when they defeated us, I think by less than a kick, they made it to the grand final. And they've won the last three, by the way. 2021, they went to a semi-final, then they went down to the Cats, ironically. And in this year, they made it to a prelim final. They defeated the Cats in the category, who probably been, the worst they've been for quite some time. They still found a way when Geelong weren't quite at their best. But yeah, look, it's Collingwood's home ground. The crowd's going to be absolutely roaring. They could even smash the Giants. I'm willing to accept anything's possible, minus probably Giants smashing the Pies. I think it's 3 weeks in a row where they've had 6-day breaks, so they could definitely run out of legs and may have played their grand final against Port Adelaide. They look to be running all over the ground. They've got such a great system, and I feel like they can mitigate a lot of Collingwood's strengths, especially that back half run. They get the ball in their forward half really well. Their turnover game's really positive. So, yeah, it's really tough. I'm initially going the Giants. That's not to say I could change it to the Pies. I'll see how I fare there. But, yeah, liking the Giants at the moment. We then move to the last preliminary final of 2023, and that's Brisbane at the Gabba. They're hosting Carlton, who, again, one of those teams that have been on the rise and riding a wave of emotion similar to the Dogs in 2016, like the Giants are as well. Carlton, yeah, they've been in absolutely superb form. Probably them and the Giants are the two of the form teams in the competition. We know Collingwood and Brisbane have been really consistent over the whole year, and these teams have, just hit a red hot patch of form and had a great second half of the year. Pretty comfortable to go Brisbane here, and this would be a nightmare for the AFL if the Giants and the Lions make it. They'll be barracking very hard for a Collingwood and Carlton grand final. That would be best case scenario if you're talking about numbers and just an all-time great rivalry. The Lions haven't lost a game at the Gabba yet this year, and they've won most of them pretty convincingly, really. And even the ones that have been close, they probably should have won by more had they kicked a bit more accurately. And look, Carlton will definitely have no fears. May have played their grand final last week, took to the last 70 seconds to win against the Ds, and it was at their home deck, essentially at the G. They've got some injured players, and I'm sure Brisbane probably have some as well, but not as heavily documented. Payne is a big out. Obviously, that shuffles around a lot of things in terms of the forward line, assuming Mackay's back in. I assume he is. I haven't checked the teams fully, which isn't great from my side, but that's pretty normal. With Mackay's back, which I suspect will be the case, and we've got Curnow and De Koning. So Gardner's in. I do know he's in. I don't know what the goes of the Blues at the moment, but it makes it very, very tricky in terms of the back line. But Brisbane have been great at the source for most of the year, and even more so deadly at the Gabba. I think they'll be too strong. Could be a pretty comfortable win, I reckon. Carlton will have their moments, but I'm pretty confident in tipping Brisbane there. So there we are. And what year was the Mason Cox game? Well, you've given me the numbers here, and clearly it was when it essentially stopped Richmond of a potential four-peat. We don't know if they go on in 2020 or 2019 and 2020. Probably do. But yeah, the Pies disrupted that. Thank you. All right, those are my picks, guys. I've tipped the GWS Giants, Brisbane Lions to make it through the grand final. In terms of probability, I believe Collingwood and Brisbane. In terms of a great setup, Carlton and Collingwood. So, yeah, most unlikely would be these two. Not impossible, though. Guys, chuck in the comments your tips for the preliminary finals, and looking forward to the weekend of football to come along, and again to help decide the grand finals for 2023. Guys, really appreciate you joining in. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video while you're at it as well. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video.